You've probably never heard of him before, but this is former Pratt Institute professor and historian James Hurley. As legend has it, back in 1968, he set out on a quest. A quest to find a long-lost community founded by free African Americans and former slaves named Weeksville in New York City.
Weeksville was one of the early African American free intentional communities. In fact, it was the second largest free African American community that existed in America before the Civil War.
After reading about Weeksville, Hurley became obsessed with finding where in Brooklyn the community existed, and if any of the homes were still standing. He soon enlisted the help of a friend, Joseph Haynes.
Joseph Harold Haynes, better known as Sonny, is my oldest brother. He passed away, but he was a hero to me.
Joseph Haynes was more than just a hero. He was a skilled pilot. And to James Hurley, he was the perfect partner in his quest to find Weeksville. The pair boarded Hurley's small plane with only a centuries-old map to conduct an aerial survey of Brooklyn. They knew that the settlement was anchored on Old Hunter Fly Road, a historic trail used by Native Americans and the Dutch in the 1600s. The only problem is that Old Hunter Fly Road had been slowly consumed by New York City's modern street grid. While in the plane, the two men were able to see 4 wooden structures that were oddly faced away from the street, across from a housing complex. After comparing the house's placement with the historic maps of the area, they were able to determine that these houses had originally faced Old Hunter Fly Road. They found Weeksville and made headlines.
It's an amazing discovery, but then that started all the work that it required to save the houses that were slated for demolition. The city doesn't like unused space, and I'm sure they were trying to build something at the time, and it was a community-wide effort of adults as well as children who came together to prove that there was value here.
There was more than just value. There were 4 historic structures that needed to be saved and restored. A task easier said than done. The community rallied together and began stabilizing the homes and purchasing adjacent properties. The historic Hunterfly homes, as they are known today, are a New York City landmark and are listed in the National Register of Historic Places. In 2005, after a $3 million restoration, the homes were reopened to the public as the Weeksville Heritage Center. Each of the homes showcased a different era in Weeksville history, and they also opened this 19,000 square foot education and cultural center. Recently, we got a chance to walk through some of the houses.
Come on in.
And this would be, what, the living room?
This is pretty much the everything room.
While the residents of Weeksville lived modestly, the area became the second largest known independent African-American community in pre-Civil War America. A deeply engaged community, Weeksville residents published one of the first African-American newspapers, advocated for abolition, and provided a safe haven during the draft riots of the Civil War era. To this day, Weeksville continues to inspire and educate, with the help of public and private support.
We get a lot of money from grants, but we also get money from corporate sponsors, Con Edison being one of them, our local utility, and it's through that kind of support that we are able to do the ongoing programming that we do here. We continue to honor what they built.
So today, we not only honor those who built this, but those who saved it from oblivion. That takes our story back to James Hurley and Joseph Haynes, the 2 men who rediscovered this community 50 years ago. If your brother could come back now and he would stand right where we're standing looking out at here, what do you think he would say?
I think he would say, mission accomplished. I think he would say, we did it.